Hiya, this is Paolo, and today I wanted to talk to you about synth sounds on your Quad Cortex. We are all waiting for Rabea X to drop on the Quad Cortex, to drop with its own synth effects, but it looks like you're gonna have to wait a little bit more. So in the meantime, I want to show you a couple of options for you to get synth sounds out of your Quad Cortex. The first thing you want to do is connect your iPhone or iPad to your Quad Cortex with the USB cable. These are the settings to get the sounds from your Quad Cortex to your tablet and vice versa. So I'm just gonna take one of my presets. I'm just gonna call it Synth Sounds. Right now, it just sounds like this. Just a preset that I use. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the input settings, I'm gonna check the USB, and I'm gonna make sure that 1 and 2 is my dry signal. So that means that USB 1 and 2 into the iPad will see the dry signals, no amps or effects are gonna go into the iPad. I can do that if I choose to reinforce, of course. And that is enough for the guitar sound to get into the iPad. Then to get the sound back from the iPad and into the Quad Cortex, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna select USB 5 and 6, and I'm just gonna send this up from output 3 and 4, save, and that's it. Alright, now that we set up our Quad Cortex, let's have a look on how to set up the iPad. So what I'm gonna use is an app called AUM. That is basically a mixing desk inside your iPad, and it lets me route audio from the Quad Cortex into whatever app I want and back into the Quad Cortex. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open an audio track, then I'm gonna select hardware input, and in this case I'm gonna use Quad Cortex 1 and 2, and then I am gonna add an app called MIDIGuitar 2. I'm gonna have no output for this, but what I'm gonna do is gonna add another audio track, and this time I'm gonna use Synthmaster 2 as an input, and I'm gonna assign output 5 and 6 as the output. Now MIDIGuitar 2 transform the audio signals coming from my guitar into MIDI signals. So what I have to do now is get the MIDI signals from MIDIGuitar 2 into Synthmaster 2. So what I'm gonna do is just open Synthmaster 2, get there, and choose MIDIGuitar 2 as the input for MIDI notes. Once I've done this, any sound that I want, like this. Or and then I have all the controls of a normal synth that I can use and do whatever I want with that sound. This is definitely the most complicated of the options, is just because you need to get MIDIGuitar 2 to transform your guitar sounds into MIDI signals and then apply a synth to do that. But it's also the most versatile. I can get all kind of sounds. I can get pad, bells, and all sorts of leads and bass sounds. But basically anything that can be run with MIDI. Of course, there's some glitches, like the translation audio signals into MIDI is not always perfect, but it's very usable. Also, MIDIGuitar 3 is in development, is in beta right now, so hopefully when that will drop, the tracking will be much better. One thing that I've done is that I've set up an expression pedal so I can add my guitar sound back whenever I want. So I can start with this. just add. Now, another option is to use Roxsyn. Roxsyn is an app that gets your guitar sound and transforms it directly into a synth sound. It doesn't transform it into MIDI and then into a synth sound. It has a few limitations. You can't get all the sounds you want. You cannot turn your guitar into a piano, but you can get very, very good sounds like this. The tracking is excellent, it tracks your bends, and it's polyphonic. Another similar app is PD Space Guitar. So these are three excellent options to get your synth sounds on your Quad Cortex. Of course, you can always use combination of fuzzes, pitch shifters and envelopes to recreate synth sounds with the effects that are in the Quad Cortex, but I do think that those always kind of sound a bit like the guitar. So if you really want to explore something that is a bit more out there sound-wise, these are really good options. I hope you find it interesting, and if you have any question or if you have any other ways you use to get synth sounds out of your pedals, just let me know in the comments below. See you for the next one. Bye!